Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds. And here with me today, have one of the top small school prospects this upcoming season. His name is Erick Hunter, linebacker out of Morgan State. Nice to have you today, sir.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Hey, man, no problem. Certainly, we're looking at a guy who's former All-American, a lot going on this year in MEAC. Great expectations for you, was recently named the preseason defensive player of the year. I'm a little weird about these preseason lists. I'm gonna be honest with you because like you ain't earned it yet. How you feel about that?
You said it best. I didn't earn it yet. It's great to have the recognition.
Sure.
I'm very appreciative for it, but it's a preseason award. I am grateful, not to sound ungrateful. But at the end of the day, the standard's been set. Now I gotta uphold it.
Gotcha. Well, we'll get to all this stuff. And I mean, I didn't mean to jump there real quick, but it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have high expectations for you. You're a player who many can see actually being drafted, maybe perhaps once again being on a lot of these, all-star watch lists. So, I mean, you're going to have a lot of opportunities once this season's done, but we got to get through the season first. So, Erick, go ahead and introduce yourself so we can get going.
All right, how you guys doing? My name is Erick Hunter. I'm a senior linebacker at Morgan State University. Going into oh yeah, like I said, senior. I'm going into my last year,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
man, to make it happen.
Gotcha. Attended Westlake High School in the Waldorf area in Maryland. And of course, stuck around in Maryland, ended up going to an HBCU school there
Yeah.
in Morgan State. But I kind of want to park a little bit during your high school days, if you don't mind. I mean, I know it's been a minute, but let's go back and reminisce. What do you remember most from those days, man? I got on my notes. You did a few other sports as well. So talk about it.
I'd say, of course, a core memory for myself would be winning the state championship in track and field. My first year ever running track, really, I didn't run it. They canceled football season and basketball season on us during COVID-19. So
Right.
I didn't have a senior year at all. To be honest with you, I always make the joke, but I always say I only went to high school for 2.5 years because, my junior year is when COVID hit and that, like, I believe that March area. So, a lot of good memories, coming from doing marching band, football, basketball, orchestra, a lot of things that I was doing there. But I'd say the biggest standout probably was that state championship.
Great. Coming out of high school, actually played some wide receiver too during your days. I mean, how were you being recruited? Were you just being recruited as an athlete? Like, what were people thinking about you as you were making that transition from high school to college?
Um, so in high school, I was a wide receiver, but I was also a defensive end. So I played a lot of defensive end coming out of high school. I was very athletic. I also played quarterback too. So it was really just I was an athletic guy. It wasn't that, I was really limited. It was more, I was a team player and, put in the position to be best for the team. And, at the time on defense, it was defensive end. Morgan State took the chance, at the time when I was recruited by Morgan State, we was a 3-4 scheme defense. So a bit of Sam, a little bit of what we called a grizzly, just that's what I was recruited to play. And then, per coaching change with Coach Wilson coming in, I got to play a little bit of stand up, which better fit me, for my size. So
Obviously, bring some solid size to the table. Almost 6'3", 220. I mean, a guy who could be a Sam Still, or of course, Mike linebacker. I mean, you bring a lot to the table. Could even potentially play safety, depending upon how a team views you. I mean, you bring a lot to the table, but of course end up being a starting linebacker there for Morgan State. So, what made you ultimately decide to go that route? What makes Morgan State like the place to be? What's so special about that place and that campus?
yeah, so most definitely. I say Morgan State is beautiful. Coming out of high school, this was my only offer, Division 1 wise. So I definitely took that opportunity, because they believed in me. A couple things rolled out, after my junior season. Of course, a couple things rolled out for me to have the opportunity to leave if I wanted to and stuff like that. But, I ultimately chose to stay down at Morgan, due to timing. It's all about timing, opportunity. So I felt though like the best situation for me was to go ahead and stay in the time. And I'm glad I made that decision because I had full trust and belief in, the coaching staff here and also myself, to be honest with you. I do believe, if you can make it happen, that you can make it happen anywhere. You get what I'm saying? So I definitely I feel as though the campus itself, Morgan State, is beautiful. If you ever been here, you should know that, here in Baltimore, the city is getting better, and the food here is amazing. So I definitely I definitely have not many complaints. I actually kind of like Baltimore. It was a surprise from when I had my first viewpoint on it, but as I've grown into it, it's been nothing but love since I've been here.
I guess it depends on what side of Baltimore, but I mean, I understand what you're talking about there. A lot going for it. Uh, let's talk about the MEAC. Obviously, that's the conference you guys play in, and there's going to be a lot of eyes on the MEAC this year, and maybe not necessarily because of you in particular, but got some celebrities coming into the mix, being new head coaches in that conference, and hopefully, I don't know, gaining a whole lot more love from the press. How do you feel about that as a player in that conference? Talk about some of the attention that the conference is getting more this go around.
Yeah, most definitely. I feel as though it's definitely a great thing. It's an amazing thing, and it's very cool to have specifically just name the couple is Deshaun Jackson and Michael Vick. It's a a great thing. Them guys are two guys that I grew up watching. I have core memories with my dad in the living room just watching Deshaun Jackson return the punt return versus the Giants. So it is really cool. But at the end of the day, it's six amazing coaches in the MEAC, and they all compete every year, and the it's a tough conference to be in. One loss can cost you, and at the end of the day, you got to line up and play every Saturday. There's no left-handed quarterback with number 7 on running fast in the MEAC right now. So
I gotcha. Morgan State over the past few years been fairly dominant on defense. I had the opportunity last year to speak with Elijah Williams, who ended up getting signed by the Vikings. Talk about I don't know, maybe how that relationship was with you guys and how that defense is going to look with him stepping away.
Most definitely. I mean, when you talk about a guy like Elijah, there's definitely no circuit. It's not easy to replace that kind of level of talent. I mean, Elijah is a guy that I came in with. We were both freshmen. I mean, obviously he's a year older than me, but COVID, on the field, we were both freshmen together. So, we went through 4 years together and, be honest with you, Elijah is the guy that I hung around my small circle, immediate circle, you should say, on the football team consisted of Elijah being in that. So, it's about 4 to 5 of us. And Elijah was one of those guys and watching him grow, growing together, talking about, NFL from day one and just, seeing it all unfold for him is amazing. I talk to Elijah all the time. That's really my guy. And he knows he can call me for anything and vice versa.
Well, how's the rest of that defense looking this year? Because I mean, I know that there are other pieces around you in that defense. Now the linebacker that a lot of people are also looking at as well. But how is it looking this year? Like, what's it set up?
Yeah, most definitely. We're gonna be the same defense. We're gonna uphold that same standard. I mean, we got a lot of new pieces coming in, but as I said, we have a standard here, and you gotta figure out your way to get to that point. I use the word standard and not expectation because either you get it or you don't. Obviously everybody expects us to, be the same dominant defense that we always are. Whether you look at the 22, 23, 24 year, but it's really just a matter of holding that standard, upholding that, and making it happen once again.
Gotcha. Uh, Eric, kind of want to focus in on you. Of course, last year didn't exactly go the way that you wanted to. I know really weren't able to play due to injury. I know that probably, I don't know how that made you feel sitting on the sidelines watching your guys play. I mean, I think you ultimately had a chance to play in, I think, one game or something along that matter. But how did last year impact you and how, your overall like development and character?
Um, Development in character, it definitely was character building. being sidelined like that because of something that you truly cannot control is very frustrating. You know what I'm saying? It was very frustrating. Something that took a toll on my mental. Definitely had to stay sharp upstairs. But biggest thing that I could do was, because I wasn't able to do everything physically, whether it was exercising wise, excuse me, was just stay in the coach's office, watch a lot of film, stay on the board, just listen to what the guys are talking about, trying my best to keep my mental sharp so I keep my key and diagnose fast so that way when my body can catch up to my brain, when everything was good, I'm ready to go and I don't got any setbacks.
You find yourself being maybe like an extra coach on the field?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, that's been something that I took pride in since, I was on the field like the last time I was on the field 2 years
Right,
ago.
right.
We do want to be able to build trust with your defensive coordinator and build trust within your guys on the team as well to know, like, once they hear that voice say, hey, this is what we checking to, this is what we calling, everybody can hear that and be like, all right, I trust in it. He sees something because you got to be consistent. Something you got to be consistent with, something you got to be, you got to have a high percentage of making the right call. So, it's just about building that trust between everybody.
Right. So, again, I think a lot of people feel like, you are a player who's going to come back and dominate, again, now being healthy, and of course, ultimately get yourself to a good position where going to end up having opportunities at all-star games, maybe getting drafted and all of that sort of thing. But when we are looking at you as a prospect, what type of linebacker are we getting? Can you talk through some of your strengths?
Yeah, definitely. So my strengths would definitely be my speed. My speed is one thing, when you talk about my key and diagnose, my mental is something that I take pride in the game, is being able to see, read, key, diagnose, understand what kind of coverage you're in, understand all types of situations of just a simple down. All those things matter, where the ball is at, the personnel, formation, tendencies in this formation, then what like little tiny characteristics within that formation that gives away what play they specifically might be running. I look at a whole lot of things. My data process every snap is something that I take process a pride in. I'm sorry, and when you just talk about me physically, I'm a taller, lengthier linebacker. Sideline to sideline, like as I mentioned, I definitely can play physical in between the tackles without a question. But I love to be able to exemplify that.
Yeah, Eric, I mean, when I look at you as a linebacker, I'm looking at you as a guy who brings the total package. I mean, you've got great size and versatility to play all over. And then, of course, as you had mentioned, some great speed, great sideline to sideline speed. It covers well, which I know a lot of pros like, this go around. And also have in my notes, actually a big time contributor on special teams throughout your tenure there at Morgan State. So, um, special teams, what's your mindset when you get an opportunity to go out there?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, I always say it, my first rep ever in Morgan State history was a punt, and obviously that's where you always probably gonna get your feet wet first, and where you're gonna start at. But at the end of the day, it's special teams, you really realize how special they are once as you matriculate through your college career. So I mean, all honesty, it's not something that I take lightly at all. I play all six special teams, so that includes, field goal as well. In 2023, I had the opportunity to play five. The only one I wasn't on was punt return. And other than that, that's something that I'm going to continue to be on, whether I'm a senior, whether I'm a freshman, doesn't matter the classification. I'm definitely going to be on some teams.
Yeah, I mean, and again, it just kind of adds to that long list of things that I know you can do, that I know you bring to the table as a player. I know you didn't do too much last year, but I mean, if you can go back the previous season in 2023, a lot of great things happened that year for you. All conference, all American stuff, and all that. But so, um, anything from that season that really sticks out for you? When I was trying to find some things for myself, I was looking at that South Carolina State game. I don't know if there's any other game that stood out to you for that season, but any memory that sticks from that time?
I mean, yeah, obviously. I mean, the first one I could think of is just the first one of the season that year. I could say number 16, Richmond. We went out there. I got a National Player of the Week that week as well. Obviously, when we went out there and went ahead and beat Richmond at their place, first game of the season, and was coming in as the underdog, of course, and was able to come out with a victory. Made a big play at the end towards the end of the game to get a strip sack. for for that we recovered for the offense to go ahead and punch it in late in the end, and then we ultimately ended up coming out with the W. It was a special game, a special moment, special situation, for something we had going on with Coach Wilson as he had lost his father at the time. So being able to go out there, play that first game for him, and right after his father passed away, and going to get that W versus a team that a lot of people didn't expect us to come in there and win. It was very special.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, again, coming into this year, uh, all eyes are on the MEAC. A lot of expectations this year. A lot of people feel like, again, they've already, labeled you defensive, preseason defensive player of the year. So I think a lot of people have high expectations for you and your team this year. Who knows where we'll see you, if we're going to see a celebration bowl or something. I mean, that's what we're hoping for, of course. But what are we to expect from you guys this season?
You wouldn't expect a team that's gonna be fun to watch on Saturdays. I mean, we're gonna fly around, we're gonna have high energy on the sideline, on the field. We're gonna light the scoreboard up. We want people to come out and just ultimately be able to want to come to the football games. At the end of the day, it's an event. It's a weekend event that, we want people to come to, have fun, be able to get some good food and watch their, alma mater light the scoreboard up.
Yeah, hey, it sounds like a good time. Again, a lot of accolades coming your way. One of the ones that I had also seen for you is you were nominated for the All-State AFCA Good Works team. So I'm assuming what that really means is you're a good guy off the field and you're doing you're doing your part. So, what goes into you, receiving that nomination? Why do you feel you received that nomination?
Most definitely. I mean, the last year I was able to have the opportunity to join an organization on my campus, Omega Psi Phi. So
Right.
therefore, community service is something I've been doing beforehand. It's another reason I was able to get that opportunity to join this organization. And, after I joined, service is something that I've done, excuse me, it's something I've done consistently. Just giving back to the community, pouring into the community, it also ties all the way into you want people to show up on Saturdays. To go back to your previous question, they want to know who you are, how you can help them. So, you just come help them out, get some support back by them coming having a nice good time on Saturdays. So, I really don't do much, looking for a favor in return, but it's just all about, leaving a good spot in somebody. So I got a lot of love in my heart, and I always want to spread that.
I mean, there's a lot of people in that Baltimore area that, it helps to be able to, go to the games there, and really be able to participate and just really enjoy, a lot of great athletes that go out there and perform. So of course, giving back to the community, certainly helps bring in more, but it puts butts in seats. Let's just be real. Um, Eric, I do want to get a chance to meet the guy under the helmet, and see if there's maybe something that you're willing to share about you and yourself. Any fun facts or interesting things? Give me some.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, something I mentioned earlier, how well-rounded I was in high school. I also make beats. I compose music like for films. It's something that I really take a lot of pride in. It's something I've been doing since seventh grade, I believe. Yeah, seventh grade. Um, I play 5 instruments. I was in marching band in high school. I was in orchestra, made all county orchestra, tri-county orchestra. I wanted to do all state, but COVID had hit that year, and like I said, I'm really a big music guy, if you will.
So what would you say is your best instrument?
The stand-up bass, the stand-up string bass that you
Now
would
I
play.
got you. I
Yeah,
I know
that's
exactly
the
what it
one.
is. So,
Yeah,
my son plays the cello, so that's the
yeah.
reason why I was.
That's actually good. Keep him in the cello. Be being honest with you, if I could go back and do it all over again, I would have chose the cello instead of the stand-up
It's
bass. The cello is beautiful. I love the
Yeah,
cello. The cello is probably my favorite orchestra instrument.
it works. Eric, want to throw some more fun questions your way. These got nothing to do with football. It's literally just me pulling some questions out of a hat. So just play along. So
Gotcha.
a
Okay.
lot of these are just quick little one answer or whatever. But let's see. Pizza or tacos?
Pizza.
Pizza. All right, all right. You have any pets right now? You a cat or are you a dog guy?
I'm a dog guy. No
Hey,
pun intended. For the viewers,
that works.
why I said that.
Uh, pancakes or waffles?
Waffles, most definitely.
All right, all right. Uh, Favorite cartoon growing up, man? Is there something we can maybe reminisce about? Maybe when you were like, I don't know, 6, 7 years old or something. Like, what was your
Man,
go-to?
I was super basic on the cartoons, right on Nickelodeon, man, sitting on the couch, 1 p.m. to 1 a.m., SpongeBob SquarePants.
All right, there you go. Favorite home cooked meal.
Ooh, that's a good. I'll just say some anything, some good soul food, some home cooked soul food or really homemade Alfredo. I really love that too.
All right, that works. I know you've been there at Morgan State for some time, attended a whole lot of different classes there. Um, Hardest class you've ever had to push yourself through?
Hardest class. I'm going to say real estate, my real estate class.
Gotcha. So, do you have your real estate license? Are you working towards that or
No,
what?
no, no. I'm not working for. So my major here is business administration. We had to take a real estate class.
Oh, okay,
While
okay.
while being here. Yeah, I said real estate is probably the toughest class I had to take.
I think you might as well get it. I mean, if you're taking classes, you're halfway there, right?
Yeah,
Um,
really.
Along those same lines, do you have a favorite teacher that you've had there during your time?
Like here at Morgan State.
Yeah.
Um,
If not, we could take it back to high school.
no, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's yes and no because I want to say I have a favorite teacher, but it's not anybody that I kept in contact with. My professor from two of them actually, from both in my sophomore year, going into my sophomore year, at my business communications teacher, he was a really, 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 really good professor. And I wish I remembered his name because it was so long ago. But he was a really good professor. It was a 4 hour class. I used to come in there, offer 3 hours of sleep, football practice and stayed up the whole class. I mean, obviously as expected, but wouldn't even feel tired, because he just was such a good teacher. And I was so interested in his class. And I actually had a lot of fun in that 4 hour class, which is completely funny. And then
Well,
also I had, say it
no,
again.
keep going.
And also I had my English teacher my freshman year, my spring semester, my freshman year. She was really good too. She was really good
Cool,
too.
cool. There's just some people that I know, visiting colleges right now in the area. So, I mean, it's always nice to, hear about the campus and stuff. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see how things go for people who watch this thing if it helps them, choose a new school. We'll find out. But one last question, and then we could wrap this thing up. Is there maybe I don't know, a celebrity that you'd love an opportunity to meet, whether it be somebody who's an actor, musician, even professional athlete? Who might those people be for you?
Oh man, you put me on the spot with so many.
I know
Um,
there's hundreds, thousands.
you know. I can't really give you a specific name, but I'll definitely say somebody worth enough to where if I was to have a conversation with them, you know how they always make the joke, what is it, a date with Beyonce or dinner with Jay-Z or $1 million or dinner with Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. So my point that I'm making is, somebody that I can decline the $1 million for so I could have that dinner with them so I can make $10 million.
No, I hear you. It'd be like Denzel Washington or something, somebody
Right.
who you're just stuff like that's just priceless to be able to pick
Yeah.
their brain and understand like what made them so successful. So, I mean, certainly we could go, for a while. Uh, Getting us to maybe you, hopefully one day playing in the pros. Is there one guy at the professional level that you just want to either sack or wrestle to the ground and just say that you were able to get that one guy, at that particular time? Like, I don't know if there's somebody at the next level who you're just, I don't know, licking your chops to,
Yeah.
deliver a big hit or what.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, you're gonna get your biggest highlights against the greatest. So, if I had a dream play, it would be me doing a stunt blitz, coming off the edge, the O lineman can't touch me, coming clean, Patrick Mahomes is looking down the field, doesn't see E40, and then boom, collision, fumble. I pick the ball up and I go to the house.
And then for 50 yards, you're scampering downfield. I mean, that's like perfect play. And then you get to the end zone. You have maybe a celebration dance that you have tucked away that maybe one day you'll be able to go out there and deliver or what?
Nah, all my dances be situational. I really don't really do too much celebrating the end zone. My biggest thing is like I like to get to the end zone and get the ball to my dad. That's something that I do. Anytime I touch the
Awesome.
ball, I try to get it to my
Awesome.
dad.
Well, hopefully you get a chance to do that. Let's make it let's make it happen this year. It'd be a whole lot
Yeah.
of fun to see that happen for you in Morgan State. So obviously Eric, a lot going on for you this year. High expectations, a lot of great things happening in the MEAC this year. As we wrap things up, go ahead and end with your final thoughts. Maybe any anybody out there who might be a doubter about you and what you bring to the table, or what would you give to a team if they took a chance and maybe drafted you this upcoming draft season?
Most definitely. If I was to speak to a team that, would want to take a chance for me, the biggest thing I'll say is the film is going to speak for itself. I understand, level of competition is a factor. But, when you talk about a guy like myself, I'm somebody who, you can see the tape on film, but, I'm a guy that has it upstairs, not even just, book smart or, understanding what's being taught to me, but just a sense of maturity, a guy that really wants it, a guy that really wants to chase after his goal. So, I'm going to work hard to do so, and make sure I'm at places on time. Not going to be a trouble.
Gotcha. A guy who I see is a big time game changer. A guy who can go out there and contribute in a variety of facets of the game, and is able to go out there and dominate on defense. So hope you guys are able to do that this season. Eric, want to wish you all the
I
best.
appreciate
Right.
it. Yep, I appreciate that. Most definitely. Thank you.
Sure. Once again, I got with me Erick Hunter, linebacker out of Morgan State. Got to watch him this year.